really a million point something is the most we can do with the amount that of rewards that that whales pulled together to incentivize people with. But when it comes to all of these really weird edge case situations, someone from the community named Errol, he is making like a declaration page that goes in deep detail of our declaration of what things won't be honored for bonus A and bonus B for the liquidity deal. So for those registered liquidity providers, there's a kick-ass deal going on. There's an it's an agreement thing that you sign to. I think I gotta go this way. If you're interested in that, come to the Telegram community, talk with us about it, and yeah, get onto that. But let you all know that there's a declaration page being worked on, which is really just like, hey, from the community, we declare that, we're not going to honor these certain type of actions for a bonus. And that is just because, to answer your question, when it comes to forked liquidity position on Pulse Chain, it's because we really can't know until Pulse Chain comes out what to do, right? So, for this incentive, the community is working together to agree on what is best for liquidity providers and what is best for Genius and what is best for everything. And that'll be figured out, and that'll be on the declaration page. How do I provide liquidity? Yes, come on into the main room and ask, yeah, how do I provide liquidity? You'll get invited to a room just on liquidity, and you can see it. What's my estimate on Genius? I don't know what kind of estimate. I'm sorry. Let me think of some estimates. I don't know. Can we use mining Genius as a full-time job? Just looking for a job to be my own boss. Probably. Let me take a short little break here to show you this gift. Check that out. So from the German community, sent me some of these hats, and I think it's pretty cool. Like, I really don't wear hats a whole lot, and people are getting me hats and stuff, and I love it. Especially love this. I don't wear a whole lot of hats, but dang, this looks smooth. Yeah. And also, thank you, Marshmallow. You have these. Check that out. I gotta cover my face. So this is that's the Genius Eagleon, eagle and lion. See that? And then on the other side, says, in Genito we trust, Genius Eagleon. That's pretty cool. But I tell you what, there's something I want to do with these. If you make one of these coins yourself, you show them to me in the future or anything, or there's any special events, whatever, think of it like a free pass, So we'll do things like that in the future. So can we use mining Genius as a full-time job? Well, I mean, here's my personal strategy. We all spend money on things that depreciate in value. Like when you buy a new pair of clothing, you may as well just burn that money. But hey, you're going to use the clothing, right? Well, the point is, we buy all sorts of things that once we buy it, the value goes away because we use it. And there's a lot of things that we don't really use. Maybe we buy it for emotional reasons, right? So what I think is a great strategy, and this is something that I did starting like a couple of years before, maybe a year before I found out about Bitcoin. A great strategy, I thought, is instead of like, if everything you buy is something that loses value right away or loses value over time, why not buy things that will potentially raise in value, right? Like long ago, I was buying Bitcoin. I was mining for Bitcoin. It's driving revenue. So I think that's a good tactic here. So if you take some of your spending on things that are just going to depreciate in value, they're just going to like go away, you won't be able to create value from it. Start taking a little bit of your funds, figure out a way to create value from it. Maybe it's something you do that you charge a service for. Maybe it's an investment. Maybe it's Genius Token, right? Because Genius Token, you can take any amount of value, convert it to Genius Token, and then derive derive performance rewards from that genius. So genius is like a way for anyone on earth to get passive income. They need value and time to do that. So their own time and attention have a lot to do with it. But hey, whether it's $2 worth of value, $5 worth of value, $100 worth of value, you can use that with Genius to generate passive income. So yeah, if you're struggling financially, the best thing you can do is find ways to change your spending habits to be on things that will help with that. And that completely changed my life. Like on my dad's side of the family, I guess there were a lot of like really successful business people on my dad's side of the family. And my mother's side of the family was a lot of like medical people. So like I have this very unusual amount of knowledge in the medical world for somebody who has barely been in there just for a little bit of time. But what I'm getting at is these habits of buying more appreciating assets instead of depreciating assets. That habit, hey, stop buying the things that don't buy furniture. Like I once had an apartment. I had no furniture. Yet I had 3 facilities where there was nothing but Bitcoin miners in there. I had no furniture. The furniture wasn't going to get me revenue. So doing this habit brought me far beyond where my mother or father had ever been financially, and probably far beyond anyone on my mother's side of the family that I'm aware of, and probably also far beyond anyone on my father's side. So just a little habit like that can change a lot of things. I hope that inspires you. I hope that lets you realize like this is something you can do. You can put your attention on the fact that you might spend too much on depreciating assets, and then you can change your intention to change your habit a little bit there. What chains will first be launching? Yep, Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. How will Pulse stacks work if Pulse is a year out? Yeah, the Pulse chain stuff just has to be figured out. No extra incentives for Genius Pulse sacrificers. The incentives when it comes to Genius are every incentive for Genius is something that pumps Genius more, is something that adds value to Genius. So any incentives are the simple fact that even in the Genius Smart contract, all incentives in there are for the whole sake of a healthier market and for the full sake of driving value, and for people who want to give up their value, that gets redistributed. And we give up value all the time. Remember, buying depreciating assets does that. Right. Let's see. Well, I think we might need to get to talking about a surprise feature here. This is very general information. Yeah, if you want to understand Genius like a lot more in depth, just read the white paper a bunch of times. You'll always pick up new information from it. And yeah, just read it a bunch of times. Because, when you read something in one pass, you might not remember everything. But you might have to remember certain things in order to understand other things. So when you read something over and over again, it's really helpful. Okay, so for liquidity, okay, I answered that. All right. Can you buy, okay, that, yep. All right, well, this is looking good so far. All right, can I mint my Ethereum Legacy Genius on September 9th? You can mint So what that means is, okay, remember, if you have Legacy Genius, if you have that pre-launch token, you're going to be able to have Genius, and you're going to want to mint, you're going to want to use your Legacy Genius as soon as possible when the official Genius contract goes live, when launch day happens. You're going to want to use it as soon as possible because Legacy Genius has a sweet bonus. All right. So as soon as